Hey y'all, thanks for joining me. It's time to look at the Lavra Caves once again and revisit a prophecy on this building, the whole section of the Caves of the Lavra. Reported on February 3rd, Ukraine continues to desecrate Kiev Caves Lavra, transfers 2 more buildings to schismatics. It says 2 more buildings, but when I looked it up, these are the first 2. These are the only 2 right now, okay? So, it says the Ukrainian Ministry of Culture continued its abuse of the Holy Dormition Kiev Caves Lavra with its announcement on February 2nd of the transfer of 2 additional buildings in the lower section to the Schismatic Orthodox Church of Ukraine for free use. The transfer buildings previously served as the residence of His Beatitude Metropolitan Onufry of Kiev and all Ukraine, and the chancellery of the Kiev Metropolitanate of the Canonical Ukrainian Orthodox Church before the state expelled the church. Okay, so the culture minister T. Perez Naya justified the decision by claiming that the OCU participates in preserving the national cultural heritage and supports Ukraine. The ministry also claimed that the activities of the canonical UOC Brotherhood in the Lower Lavra were connected with spreading Russian narratives. There's no proof of that. Absolutely zero proof of that. Okay, the goal of transferring the Lower Lavra buildings is to create proper conditions for the full implementation of religious and monastic practices of the OCU community, and continues to process legally establishing its ministry at the Caves Lavra. Society has formed a clear demand for establishing the Lavra as a center of Ukrainian spirituality, the state body argues. There is no explanation provided for the term Ukrainian spirituality. So, okay, now, the Kiev Caves Lavra has been the most important center of Orthodox Christian spirituality in Kiev for over 1,000 years. Okay, so 2 buildings. Let's go back to that. 2 buildings have been, and one of them served His Beatitude Metropolitan Onufry and the chancellery. Okay, these 2 have been given over for free use to the OCU. The first 2 buildings, because I did not find any other buildings that actually had been moved over, that specifically says now the OCU is in charge of it. They now basically own these 2, okay? So let's go back to the prophecy of the monks back in 2014. What did they say? Because we've read this several times, but in this case, something dawned on me. So I'm going to bring it up for you again. So Igor Strelkov, previously Minister of Defense of the Donetsk People's Republic, also claimed in late 2022 that in 2014, while he was minister, monks from this particular monastery approached him bearing this prophecy. Hold on. Half a year after the heretics take over the Kiev Caves Lavra and the caves, Russia will reunite with Ukraine as it was before, and Kiev will be liberated not just from the heretics, but also all outside forces. I've discussed this before with you all, and we were thinking, when I first brought it up and we were discussing it months ago, we were looking at the OCU bishops and things like that. They were first allowed to go into the caves and do some prayers. They I think they might have done a liturgy or something. But they didn't stay in there. Now they have booted out a bunch of the monks in that area. However, the OCU members have not really been stationary, actually living in those buildings, actually there, not just visiting or given permission to go in and do these things. This is the first time that I've seen that they are owning now. It's their buildings now. It's the first two. So if you get what I'm coming to here in this discovery, it wasn't about just permission to go pray. It was about owning and being in charge of the Lavra caves and Kiev Lavra. So that's a big detail there that it just dawned on me, and I wanted to share it with you because I think that's what they're saying here. They're saying they take over the Kiev Lavra and the caves. And since that hasn't really totally happened, it is in the process now. That gives us a better picture of somewhat of a time frame with the information here of half a year after the heretics take over this Russia and will reunite with Ukraine. So the way I'm understanding this is that all of these buildings are going to eventually be transferred to the OCU members. And then they are going to have taken over all of that area. And it is in that time, 6 months after they have officially done this, then the reunion will happen. This is my understanding, and it's a new thing that I hadn't thought about, and I wanted to share it with you because I thought it was very interesting, because we all were quite sure. But this really tells me this time frame is a little bit more etched out. It's a little bit more obvious now. We can see it better. So I was wanting to share that with you. I hope you all share your thoughts on this, on what you think. But please share your thoughts below, and we'll discuss it and how you see it. Are you thinking that I'm right on this, or do you see it a different way? Please let me know. Thanks so much for following my channel, for subscribing to my channel, for liking my videos, for your conversations, for your support. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe if you feel that my channel has content is what you like to listen to and watch. And also, if you'd like to support me in more, you can click on the super thanks button. It should be on the panel below this video, or it's in the 3 dotted area in that panel. It should come up under that. Or you can buy me a cup of coffee. It's all up to you. I appreciate everything you do, all your support, with, as I said, with your subscribing, your wonderful discussions, and your liking my videos, and it helps the algorithm. Thanks so much.